Monday, April 1. Japan will kick off the upcoming week with important economic events. At 2:50 a.m., the Bank of Japan will release the Tankan report on business activity among major non-manufacturing companies. This index reflects the assessment by large industrial companies of the pace of economic growth and business conditions for the reporting period. It is a crucial indicator of the Japanese economy, heavily related to manufacturing industries and impacting the yen. At 5 p.m., the United States will publish the Institute for Supply Management ISM Purchasing Managers Index PMI for the manufacturing sector. The report reflects business conditions in the manufacturing sphere of the United States for the reporting month. The index is compiled based on indicators such as new orders, production, employment, deliveries, and inventories. An increase in the manufacturing PMI typically has a positive impact on the value of the US dollar. Tuesday, April 2. On Tuesday at 3 p.m., Germany will release the Consumer Price Index. This index reflects the average dynamics of price changes for all goods and services. The index plays a central role in assessing inflation, real economic growth, wage decisions, and adjustments to national accounts. An increase in the index often positively impacts the exchange rate of the single currency. Also, on this day, the attention of market players will focus on the United States. At 5 p.m., the number of job openings in the labor market will be announced. Approximately 16,000 US establishments from all 50 states and the District of Columbia are included in the statistical sample for the survey. These data serve as an indicator of labor shortages or surpluses at the national level. In general, an increase in the number of job openings positively impacts the dollar's value. Wednesday, April 3. On April 3, traders will focus on the Purchasing Managers Index PMI for the services sector in China. The report is expected at 4:45 p.m. This index indicates the country's service sector's condition. It is calculated based on a survey of managers responsible for procurement in over 400 service sector companies. An increase in the services PMI indicates further development of the Chinese service sector and could positively impact the yuan exchange rate. Also, information about the change in crude oil inventories in the United States will be available. At 5:30 a.m., a report reflecting the number of barrels of commercial crude oil held in US storage facilities will be published. An increase in this indicator indicates either a decrease in demand for crude or an increase in production. This hurts global oil prices, but the effect on prices is typically short-term. Thursday, April 4. On Thursday, New Zealand will be the first to report its economic events. At 0:45 a.m., the market expects a report on building permits month-over-month. It reflects summarized information on permits issued for the construction of residential and non-residential buildings valued at over $5,000. Taxes on goods and services are taken into account in calculating the indicator, with values not adjusted for inflation. This indicator impacts the New Zealand dollar. At 9:30 a.m., Switzerland will publish the Consumer Price Index CPI. This indicator demonstrates changes in prices for a fixed basket of goods and services in the reporting month compared to the previous month from the consumer's perspective. The CPI is a key indicator of consumer inflation. Therefore, an increase in the CPI typically leads to an increase in the value of the Swiss franc. Friday, April 5. Eurostat will publish data on retail sales in the Eurozone, the end of the working week. The report is scheduled for release at noon. Retail sales encompass the total amount of invoices issued by registered statistical units during the reporting period. This is one of the critical indicators of consumer spending and consumer activity. An increase in this indicator may positively impact the euro exchange rate. At 3:30 p.m., Canada will release report on employment changes. This report reflects the change in the number of full or part-time workers during the reporting month. The data are presented with seasonal adjustments. An increase in full-time employment is usually interpreted as a favorable factor for economic development and impacts the Canadian dollar.